Well, folks, we have just learned that every single country on Earth caved to Trump's big tariff plan. Wait a minute. No, it's the other way around. Trump just caved 12 hours after the tariffs went into place. Of course, all 60 countries didn't cave after 12 hours. Trump decided to release a statement saying, based on the lack of respect that China has shown to the world's markets, I am hereby raising the tariff charged to China by the United States of America to 125%, effective immediately. At some point, hopefully in the near future, China will realize that the days of ripping off the USA and other countries is no longer sustainable or acceptable. Now, he talks a little bit more about currency manipulation, non-monetary tariffs. Here's the big part right here. I have authorized a 90-day pause and a substantially lowered reciprocal tariff during this period of 10%, also effective immediately. Now, someone in chat just said, how is this caving? The reason that this is Trump caving is because the main tariffs went into place at 12:01 a.m. 12 hours ago, roughly 12 hours ago. So Trump already removed his own tariffs. If he was actually confident about reshoring manufacturing or placing permanent tariffs, he would have allowed them to stay on. He would have had permanent tariffs. He's been talking about how he truly believes in tariffs. So the most beautiful word in the dictionary, he immediately caved. Here is the reality of it though. The 10% tariffs are still in place. And what he's doing right now is jerking other countries around, trying to strong arm them into a negotiation, twisting their arm until they lower their tariffs with the end goal of maybe lowering trade barriers. No one really knows the end goal, but we do know that Caroline Levitt said, you guys failed to see the art of the deal. Watch what Caroline Levitt just said.
Excuse me, Raquel, if I could just add to what the secretary said. Many of you in the media clearly missed the art of the deal. You clearly failed to see what President Trump is doing here. You tried to say that the rest of the world would be moved closer to China when in fact we've seen the opposite effect. The entire world is calling the United States of America, not China, because they need our markets, they need our consumers, and they need this president in the Oval Office.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I also failed to see the art of the deal. Where's the deal in placing tariffs, hyping them up for months and months? You can even say hyping them up for a year, and then within 12 hours, caving. So a Trump supporter in this live stream chat just said, lol, he didn't cave on anything. He put them off for 30 days because of fraud and abuse. Oh, someone's claiming that it's inside trading. Okay, well, really quickly, to the Trump supporters who currently think that he didn't cave, he absolutely caved on his own negotiation. The stock market was tanking. Pressure was ramping up against multiple MAGA allies, or from multiple MAGA allies. There's also an inside trading aspect to it as well. Is Trump trying to tank the market so his allies can buy in? We don't know. We don't know for sure. Okay, by the way, the art of the deal was to basically drop the market 15% and allow it to go back up 5%. We haven't even gotten close to the pre-Liberation Day level of the market. I mean, it's returned a little bit, but it's absolutely wild. Watch Scott Bessent trying to run defense.
All this was, again, this was driven by the president's strategy. He and I had a long talk on Sunday, and this was his strategy all along. And that, you might even say that he goaded China into a bad position.
What? I'm not going to say that. He didn't goad anyone into a bad position, but American consumers and American citizens. We are the ones in the bad position. So let's just kill the myth once and for all that this was some genius Trumpian negotiation. First of all, he didn't even know the plan that he was going to roll out until hours before his Rose Garden speech on Liberation Day a week ago. On April 2nd, when Trump took the podium to announce these tariffs, they made that like an hour before. Some reports say they used ChatGPT for the formula. We don't know for sure, but we do know that the formula was complete bunk. So Trump didn't just gain leverage, he created panic. He won 0 concessions from any country. He is just scrambling to limit the damage only 12 hours after the tariffs actually go into effect. He was telegraphing his weakness and his panic throughout it all. Like, look at this. If I go to his Truth Social, he said just a few hours ago, this is a great time to buy. Be cool. Everything is going to work out. The USA will be bigger and better than ever before. He then tweeted more and more. What does it instill faith in you to have your president tweeting out in all caps, be cool, and then pumping the stock market saying this is a great time to buy. What do you mean, be cool? You're the president of the United States. He said, everything is going to work out well. The USA will be bigger and better than ever. This was 4 hours ago. So I'm assuming this is when he began to realize that he can't keep this ruse going forever. This isn't him showing strength. When Trump tweets out, be cool, everything is going to work out well, the Trump supporters in the chat, I see you guys, some Trump supporters in the chat trying to troll. You cannot tell me that this is him gaining leverage or showing strength. This is him telegraphing weakness on the global stage. So I'm going to say it again, politically, this is just a self-own. Trump has spent the past year, you can even argue Trump has spent a few decades touting these tariffs as a bold economic doctrine, a return to manufacturing in America. He had this whole botched theory, and now he reversed it within 12 hours, which shows a few things. Number one, he never had a strong plan. He never had a long-term plan whatsoever. He never had the coalition in place that he needed. I mean, all of the Trump supporters, sorry, not all of the Trump supporters, many of the MAGA pundits were themselves freaking out. Really quickly, let me show you Elizabeth Warren owning a MAGA host on CNBC. Check this out.
This is almost like part two. Remember our last conversation about price gouging. So now you got another way to say that corporations are doing that. Well, but egg prices came down, inflation came down. It seems like the corporations only gouge when you say they're gouging, and then they're unable to at other times.
So I know you don't want to listen to me on this, but listen to Jerome Powell on this. The example he gave on Friday was from the last time that Trump's tariffs went into effect. And he said there was a tariff on washing machines. No surprise, the price of washing machines went up. But the shocking part is the price of dryers went up as well, even though there was no imposition of tariffs on those. You tell me what that is, except for price gouging.
Trying to figure that out. Unless you have a clothesline, unless you have a clothesline out back, you need the dryer, though, Senator.
Well, you need the dryer, but the price doesn't go up on dryers. The cost of dryers didn't go up.
Growing up,
yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
The times. Totally. I love the smell.
I love the way you're changing the subject here. That is an example of price gouging.
They told me we had less than a minute. They said we had less than a minute left.
Now they say we can keep it going.
Now we can keep it going.
Now we can keep it going.
I don't want to keep it going.
Good.
No, Senator,
I bet you don't.
No, Senator, let me ask you a little bit.
It gets a little bit heated right there, but I love Elizabeth Warren. So someone in chat just said, did Trump just do a pump and dump? There is a chance that there was some market manipulation going on because, of course, it was all uncertain. There was so much uncertainty. And yes, have you guys said thank you yet? Has anybody even said thank you? What about this meme right here? I love this meme right here. If there was a Democratic president, if Kamala Harris would have won, and we know that she has a steady hand, she's predictable, she's not unreliable, the stock market would have gone up at a normal pace, right? But Trump crashes the market, it recovers at a slower pace, and now Trump supporters are like, oh, it's the art of the deal, bro. It's the art of the deal.